Hello guys, my name is Nightwolf, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. So, I have a list of achievements. This is my second time trying to record this. First time I got interrupted. So, now... Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement?
Yes, I am.
Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say
And
that's
then
the kind of
50.
effort that warrants recognition. I have to say I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
Come on.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Yeah. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
417. It is right here. Now this isn't as far as I got last time.
Great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
This is as far as I got last time. What's here? Where's door 437? Aha.
Excellent! I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415. This is a lot. I didn't expect to do this far.
Now, back to door number 437.
Okay, 437.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Okay.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
417 again.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
Come on.
Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
416.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Okay, copy machine.
Finish it off, Stanley! 5 clicks on door 430!
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes! We did it!
Yay.
Oh, wow. That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today. Just think, only a few minutes ago you believed an achievement was worth 5 little clicks. Really now? What were you thinking?
Now endings. Those... Okay, museum ending. Is there one closer? Okay, okay. Okay. I typed face punch. This is what I get. Okay. Can I try it again? Okay. There we go. Wait. Okay, that's a... Wait, no, I need to... Wait. Okay, and now I need to... No, begin the game again. And now... Okay, now I can just close this.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Yay! I don't know what ending that was. That was the reluctant ending. Okay, now, let's go do...
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Okay.
Stanley stood for a long time in one spot. It's part of it.
Okay, begin the game again. Okay, so we are gonna do this ending. It's the heaven ending. Okay, so go to 419's desk.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Put input. Now, begin the game again. 423's. Okay, so 423 is over here. Not there. Here. And now begin the game again. And go to the boss's office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So now we're gonna go to the
Stanley
boss's
decided
office.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Okay.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So we go upstairs. Now here. Okay, and begin the game again. Then 434's computer.
When Stanley came to a set of 2. Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were.
434.
Just a matter of time.
And then begin the game again. And then Stanley's desk. So, whoa, okay. Stanley's desk. And the heaven ending. Okay, and now begin the game again. Okay, now we're going to
the meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Room closet. So we go this
When
way.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, so we go ahead and do room closet. So we go here, through the meeting room,
Yet there was not a single person here
and
either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
okay, so this one will take a while, so I'm not gonna do it. So staircase.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley
We
walked
go-
upstairs to his boss's office.
Down.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled.
Yeah?
"This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. And now we are going to go to the inn.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
So
When Stanley came to a set of two open
we are going
doors,
to listen
he
to
entered the
him
door on his left.
until the very end. Well, not the very end. Until the
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might
once we
find
go
an
into
answer
the boss's
there.
office before.
Coming to
When
a
we step
staircase,
inside,
Stanley walked upstairs
like,
to his boss's office.
Not here. Here.
Stepping
And go back out. The bathroom should be open. No, it doesn't. Okay. Well, we go back out and we go back down. We go back. We don't close my door. Because if we do, I will have to restart it. So, we go back. Aha. Okay. You are now leaving. Escape pod bay 460. I have to go upstairs. At least we're on. At least we were on floor 754. I mean, 432 was there. .432 is still there. So they're the same employees. And 59. Next floor. Here we go. Escape. Aha. Oh. Something happened. There are still this. Okay. It just froze there for a second. Okay. So, that was the escape pod ending. Now we're going to the museum ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, we are 26 minutes in, and still going good. Still going strong. And this will be the last episode.
Yet there was not a
Parable.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
We go
Coming
up
to a staircase,
to the boss's
Stanley
office.
walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
Yeah.
not an indication of any
2,
human life.
8,
What
4,
could it mean? Stanley wondered. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he
Yep.
didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Nope.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Come on.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
So, this... will be the last ending where we go through the left door. And then we'll go through the right door. Hello darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. That's such a good song. It is. Okay. And now we will...
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay, so now... we go...
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Escape.
Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I want this one. This one is secret. This one is special.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay. As
the machine whirred into motion and when Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Credits. Kevin writing. A desk. The office. Full plan. Office layout.
After that.
And then these two doors. Corridor. And the two doors. Filing cabinets. There's more office computers. Boss's office. Screens from the open up boss's office. So there, and then there. Okay, let's begin the game again. Okay, now we're gonna go take the right door for these other endings.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right door and then left.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Into the maintenance room.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh, I can't fall off. Okay. Okay, now.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way. No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole
600.
story completely unusable.
Please.
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
And then we do it again. And then once more. Do it 2 more times.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
And then
a memo.
something happens.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, so we're gonna go right. Right. Here. Let's go here. Okay. Right.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there
Here.
definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Yeah, I think we do.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh, I just found a new way. Okay. Now this is the second time.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I need to look at it.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Okay,
missed a
38
memo.
minutes. Not that bad. Not that bad for recording. Don't you guys agree? Okay, so apparently something is supposed to happen.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be
Yeah.
remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything? Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know
This
you put in a lot of
was
hard work,
in the-
and it really paid off. So, good job.
Demo.
Oh, no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
Yep.
I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. The
All
Stanley
right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay. So, follow the line.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny.
Yes.
Look, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I don't know if this is happening. On the desk. Music can stop.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart. You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
4:37.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley,
Okay.
I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I am acknowledging the line. I mean, it's going where always going. So, can we really even blame it? Oh, it went up there.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The confusion.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me
Okay.
that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
And
And we're supposed to restart the game what,
Okay.
eight times?
for 3 stars.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Play the story, but
wall.
it's prevented.
Well, who consulted me?
Game restarts on
Why
its
don't I
own.
get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No,
There
it
it
can't be.
starts the game.
I don't want it to
There's
be.
no longer an
I don't want
office.
the game to keep restarting.
And
I don't
blackness
want to
by
forget what's
bookstore
going on.
before the league.
I don't want to be trapped like this.
Starts,
I won't
the lyric is
restart the
gone.
game. I won't do it. I won't
And
do it.
then
I
it
won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will
Yeah.
someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you do happen to have a...
Okay. So now, powerful ending.
All
Yeah,
of his
doing that.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And we go to the warehouse.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
And then
doors,
just
he entered the
jump
door on
off.
his left.
Out
This was
on the
not the
platform.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
And we just jump off.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Powerful ending. Did it. And now, course
Just
we
a
can-
step through this door, Stanley thought to himself, that's all I need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through the
We go
wall.
to their house and do the same thing. About the same thing, actually.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew
Although
it
we
perfectly
just
well.
go
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the
to,
employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We attempt to get on the left, but then we don't.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it. Come on. I'm sure you'll survive the jump. Don't... Whoops. Looks like I was wrong.
Yeah.
How clumsy of me.
Okay, now we've... Stay on the left.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
I didn't see anyone. Did you guys? Move that to like half speed. Or quarter speed. And see if you saw anyone.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Okay.
open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley
Now
took the
we
first
go-
open door on his left.
On the left. Stay on the left.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley.
Girl.
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let
Yeah?
her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to
Okay.
reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature
Okay.
of his existence.
I have to press
Look at
it.
him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley